Yeah, like I said, the first thing I'm going to introduce you to is how to create the structure. This is the internal structure. This is like the framework. This is like the skeleton of our chicken. This is what the chicken is going to be built on. Now, what material is this? You may want to know that as well, which I'm going to tell you. Remember, I mentioned the threaded rod, right? Now, this is not the threaded rod. This is the normal rod. But the threaded rod comes with screw. That means if you're working with that, you're going to be using screw, what they call you screw, and then use a stopper to hold it where it's ending. But that, for me, like I said, is a bit expensive and not always available at our disposal. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to tell you how you can achieve this. All I do is to get a welder on my street or in my environment, and then work with him to tell him exactly what I want. All right? Now, to do your structure, you need to first determine the size of the cake of the chicken. Now, if you take measurement from here to here, this is size A7. That means the width of my platform, of my base, is a size 7. This is size 6. The base, the bottom is size 6. This is about size 9. The height of the neck is size 9. The length is size 6 also. Now, how did I get to this point? This is what I did. I'm going to build the cake on this platform, and part of it is going to get into the neck point. This is the neck, and this is the part that is carrying the head as well. So part of the cake will be built on this, will be concealed, we cover this, okay? So if it's not long enough, by the time I build my cake on it and I carve, I will have nothing left for the head. I know the head needs to go into this rod so that it can have some level of firmness, all right? Now, how about the leg? Of course, the chicken's leg is not this long. Why did I make it this long? Because eventually, I am going to eat into like 1 inch of the leg. So at the end, I'll be left with like 5-inch long feet for our chicken. Because this base is not going to be flat. This is where the use of rice and cripsy treat comes in. I am expected to pad this place a bit with rice cripsy, but because some people complain that rice cripsy is not available where they are staying, and also it is expensive, and I will drop the recipe for you in case you want to do that. Rice cripsy is what we would have used to pad this place. Rice cripsy is a combination of rice cereal. Most of us have children who take this cereal, rice cripsy cereal, and then the marshmallow is soft. You melt the marshmallow, and then the marshmallow is very sticky. So when you melt it with microwave, you pour the rice cripsy into it and mix. The marshmallow, because it's sticky and slimy, it helps bind the rice cripsy to. So when you build your rice cripsy on it, it helps project these parts to give you that stomach effect. All right. Now, if you don't have rice cripsy, the alternative is to use a styrofoam or floater. Just get a styrofoam dummy, and then place it here and carve it, shape it. You can use, the ball pan. The ball pan, you can cut it. You can buy a big one that can fit, a size that can fit into your project, and then cut it into 2. Or you can get a flat one, just place it there and then carve it. We are going to be doing that in this class. We are going to be using a styrofoam to create the base, to pad the stomach part, all right? Now, when you have done this, when your welder has constructed this for you, there's another thing he needs to do, which I don't want you to forget, is for him to make holes on the base board pan, all right? Now, if you look closely, you'll see that I have some holes here. Can you see it? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can make 6 or even more, all right? But I have 4 here. This is because you will need to screw this frame on a board. Okay, you need to screw it on a board. And what kind of board is ideal for this project? Not the regular cake board. You know why? The regular cake board is very light. It's not, most of them are not heavy or strong enough. And not like the regular cake boards are not firm. A lot of them are not strong. So you need a plywood, you need a plywood, a kind of. What I do when I have this kind of job or cake jobs that are heavy, I go to where they sell planks, all those people that sell wooden material. I just get a board from them. Those ones are thick. They come in 1 inch thickness or like ½ inch thick. Do you understand? So I get those ones. The reason is, if you're screwing this, sometimes you could nail it by yourself, or you could get a carpenter to use a drilling machine to drill the nail into it. Okay, now if the board is not firm enough, by the time you load your frame with cake and all of that, it will start wobbling. And when that starts happening, you know what will happen? It may rip off the hole where you rip it off from the board. Okay, so you need a board that is firm, so that when the net goes into it, it can stay well, okay, stay strong. So this is all you need to know. I'm going to quickly do a recap so that if you're taking notes, you can remember to put this down. What you will need is a framework, a skeletal framework like what we have here. Now, the base that is carrying the cake is a 7-inch round. You may decide to make it round, or I prefer to make it oval and make it an oval shape. Okay, it's 7 by 7 inch tall. Then the neck is 9 inch tall. The leg is 6 inch tall, and then the base that is going to be on the board is 6 inch wide. All right, is that clear? Now we have talked about this. I'm going to set this aside and also